It has been a repeated topic that has come up a number of times in the last couple of weeks and months. As the pandemic set in, of course, movie theaters shut down, and that's what we talk about here, our little world of movies and movie news. And that's been one of the biggest things and one of the biggest repercussions of this in this sphere has been the shutting down of the movie theaters. Now, we talked a little while ago about how Regal said they're going to have their theaters open back up by July 17th in time for Tenet. We had Cinemark say they're going to start rolling to open their chain as well, starting yesterday, actually, starting on June 9th. They're just going to slowly start phasing them back in. We had NATO, the North American theater owners, say they believe that 90% of the world's movie theaters will be open back up by July 17th. And now the biggest movie theater chain in the world that has been in the most trouble as well has come out, and they've said they believe just about all of their theaters will be open again by mid-July. Now, of course, in California, they announced that in 2 days, June 12th, California is going to allow theaters that want to start reopening, whether or not AMC starts to roll out theaters opening up here at June 12th, or if they're going to wait a little bit longer to do that, is going to be waiting to be seen. But now we have seen all three of the most major movie theater chains basically saying, yeah, by July, mid-July, we're pretty much going to have all of our theaters open again, hopefully in time for Tenet, hopefully, if Tenet is still actually going to be releasing on that date. Now, just like every time this comes up about some theaters saying they're going to reopen, we have to revisit and ask the question again. Just because the theaters reopen, does that once again mean that audiences will be rushing back? It sounds like a lot of theaters will have 50, maybe even more of them will have a 25% maximum capacity limit, which, hey, that's fine. You got to start somewhere. And if that makes people feel safe, fine. It's not the best, but it gets things going again. But will people come back? You know, Rob, I told you the other day that going through Los Angeles and stuff like that, I see restaurants reopening and nobody was hesitating going back to the restaurants, stuff like that. Las Vegas just reopened. Ann and I were looking at pictures yesterday at these casinos, these filled casinos in Las Vegas. And folks, come on, be smart. Wear a face mask. But a lot of people wearing masks, a lot of people not wearing masks. The point was, though, is that whether it's smart or dumb, people are itching to get back to regular life. And so as people ask the question about, well, will people go back? I'm telling you, I really think once AMC, if they do start rolling opening in California this week, and apparently all their theaters, or just about all of their theaters by mid-July, I don't think it's a question about if people will go back. I think when we're looking at all these other industries, whether it's, restaurants, clothing stores, Vegas, I think we are seeing that there is an underlying principle here that people want to get out. They want to get back to their regular lives. And again, like I said the other day, I think it's much safer in a movie theater than it is in a restaurant, personally. And people are lining up to go back to restaurants. So I think it's interesting and important that the biggest movie theater chain in the world has made this announcement that they are going to be opening back up again. Rob, again, this is another little added dimension to this overall story. AMC now making their public statement. How does this affect your overall view of the situation right now? And what do you think about AMC making this definitive statement?
Well, I'm conflicted by all of this because you're looking at COVID cases going up again. And science is inevitable. I mean, we'll see. But then again, there's evidence to support that if you're careful, like there's a lot of healthcare workers that were on the front lines exposed to this all day, every day, that because they took precautions, they wore masks, they wore gloves and things a lot of them did not. A lot of them did, but a lot of them did not. So look, John, I want to go back to the movie theaters, but there's no way I'm going into a movie theater without wearing a mask. It's a choice. But I wonder, I'm like, okay, if that said, am I going to buy popcorn? Am I going to go where people are handling stuff I'm going to be putting in my mouth or not? And how is that going to affect their box office? And I like going, and I feel like when I'm going to the movies and I like my favorite theater chain, I think it's important that I do spend money there in support. That's why I like going to the ArcLight. I like having dinner there. I like the bolognese they make. They actually have honed their menu to have great food items that I really like. And I feel one of the things I like to do is go have dinner at my ArcLight before going to the Cinerama Dome and seeing a movie. It's an experience I like to have. And I'm just wondering, how much of that experience can I still go to and be safe? But you know what's great about it? We'll know soon enough. We'll know soon enough. I mean, right now, as everything's opening, we're going to now be able to see exactly where we're at in, say, a month. And, Tenet doesn't open until July 17th. So I guess we'll see where we're at. I really want to see Tenet, John. I'm chomping at the bit. And I just hope everyone's safe, and I hope everything works out.
So the question for you guys is, what do you think now? Now we've had Regal make statements. We have Cinemark, we have NATO, and now we have the largest theater chain in the world, AMC. Let's see how long they can stay in business. Have been saying now, yep, we're going to be open. How does that affect your overall view of things, if at all? Jump down to the comments section below and let us know your thoughts. All right, guys.